Hello, let's start testing the SaltEdge compliance test application for testing the account information services. Let's prepare a live folder for installing the application, and let's git clone the application into this folder. Now change the directory to the cloned application and check what the tool version file is containing. The only requirement is Ruby 3.4.9 version, and let's run with install. This says everything's okay, so Ruby is already installed. Now run bundle install to get all the gems installed, and then copy the .env example file into the .env, which is a secret one. It contains local environment secrets, and we should change one thing. It's the ngrok tunnel. We should set it to true because we are acting on a development machine and we need a tunnel from localhost to the world internet. So we set it to true. Let's check exactly. Here it is. So now we should see what the config credential folder contains, because we have just cloned the repository and there are some encrypted files there, but the keys for these files are not committed to the repo, so we should clean this folder and start fresh. Okay. Sorry, I forgot the wildcard. Yes, and now we should initialize the database in encryption variables and store it into the Rails encrypted credentials for the development environment. No, actually, I haven't copied them. Let's just save this empty environment credential file and copy these encryption variables here. Save the file and check to see if the variables are there. Yes, they are here. So now we should prepare the database. Should be okay, and also we should check if the ngrok process is running. So let's do a grep of the process list. Actually it's not running, but we hope that the Rails application will start it automatically. So let's try. We are starting a Rails server. And yes, we can see that the Rails application has started this tunnel and grok tunnel, and we can now open this tunnel in the browser. Yes, here is our empty application. So we should create a company. Let's call it T-Bank. It will be Test Bank. I'll put my email here. It's on fake address and my phone number, zip code, city, and the country Romania. Yes, this is what works with the Priora sandbox application. So the company is created. Now let's add a user. There are no users, so we should create one. And let it be me. Yes, with my email. Users created. Now get back to the company and add the user. Okay, now the company has a user. It is required because the user name and email is sent to the sandbox as the representative contacts. Now let's create a provider. The name is chosen automatically and the representative as well, as long as there is only one user defined for the company. So here we are creating a provider, and we can see the provider is not yet registered, and also we can see now the provider at the company show page. So let's go to the provider, and the provider has the Create QSeal certificate button, but the QSeal certificate needs a CA certificate to be based on, to be signed with. So let's go to the certificates page and create a CA root certificate. It will be named by default as Solpage CA root, and here it is created. Now get back to the providers and try again to create a QSeal certificate. Now it automatically got the CA root certificate, and here we are also specifying the roles for creating the QSeal certificate. We put the 3 roles: payment initiation service provider, account information service provider, which we are going to test, and the card-based payment instruments issuer role. And let's create this certificate. Okay, the QSeal certificate is created. Here it is. The private keys are not displayed, and actually they are stored into the database encrypted, so even if someone will get access to the database, he will see only the encrypted information. So now let's go back to the provider, and it now has no buttons like create QSeal certificate, because it already has this certificate displayed in the QSeal certificates panel, and the expiration is April 16 in 2027. That's why the button for creation of the QSeal certificate is currently not displayed. So let's register the TPP. So it will use my email address, the TPBank provider. So company representative, my name and email, and the generated QSeal certificate. Now let's push the submit registration request button, and now it says that the representative email already exists. So let's try to change my email. I have TPBank. Okay, I will add the TPBank to the email, and let's try again. Go to the providers. Here we see the list of TPP events, and we saw event registration with the registration request have failed. Now let's try one more time. Now it complains the company for the company email. Okay, let's edit this one as well to the plus TPBank, the company, and try again to register. Yes, now we can see the company email updated, and submit the registration request again. Okay, so now a confirmation email will be sent to the representative. Let's check our mailbox, and here it is. We got the email, so we should confirm the registration, and we should create our password. I have already some passwords yet created, but okay, let's do it once again. Let's create a new password, get all the things clear and good. Must have at least one symbol. Okay, what's that? A symbol. And let's set this password. And the username. Okay, and now let's try to login with this password. Here we are. We have successfully logged in, and now I will take a break. Now let's go further. We now should create a consent with our application, so we can see the registration request is successful. And now try to create a consent. So the consent got the accepted status, but no redirect URL has been returned. We should find this URL here in the not in the consent management. The consent management also doesn't display this redirecting URL, but I hope we'll find it here in the monitoring. Here it is, and we should go there and sign in with the provided sandbox credentials. The OTP is 1234, and confirm the consent, and we should be redirected, yes, back to our ngrok provided tunnel. So this is the callback controller of our application responding the consent create event, and it shows the second event that it has catched the callback. So let's see. Now if we refresh, we see that the consent status has changed to valid. The callback, the catched callback has changed this status. Okay, so now we can try to fetch the accounts. Let's see. We should provide a valid or an accepted consent. If there are several, but there is only one, it was chosen automatically. So now let's fetch the accounts without including account balances. So let's go. Here they are, 2 accounts fetched. We can see each one, and we see they were fetched without the balances. Now let's go back and try to fetch them including their balances. Again fetch, and now opening them we can see the balances. By the way, when fetching the accounts, the active record entities are not duplicated, the accounts are abstracted. So now we can fetch the transactions for each account. The existing consent is also automatically chosen by default. The date range is I think 90 days as default, and we will fetch the transactions with the booked only status. Also we'll use the paginated API to not cause memory bloats. If the transactions are many, they will better be fetched with pagination. So now we're going to fetch the transactions, and we can see the transactions displayed in the account transactions panel, and there are not all the transactions displayed. To view them all, there is a link to view all transactions, and here we go. We can see 3 pages, 64 transactions were fetched, and only with the booking status booked. Now let's go back to the account and fetch all the transactions, both booked and pending booking status. Here we go again, and let's see all the transactions, and now we can see 68. Let's see if there are pending transactions. Yes, there are 4 pending transactions. So also we can fetch the transactions for another account. Yes, and let's do it now vice versa. Let's fetch only the pending transactions first. We see they were fetched, and now let's fetch both pending and booked transactions. Okay, now we see the transactions for this account 791, and also 68 transactions, and we can filter them by pending or by booked. Yes, or by any booking status. So that was it. Thanks for attention.